Check it out. I brought some singers with me, right? They call the Artists of War. They're gonna sing, but before they do that, I'm gonna do this. Check it out. Watch me haters, watch me later. See, I'm 4 times 10 plus, so watch my gators. I'm God's twin, made in his image, my friend. You can Snapchat on me all day. My life matters to him. Let's go, Maya.
Can't believe the report of man, 'cause it's designed to take you off God's plan. Cancer tried to take mom away, but I prayed, I praised, and now she's free.
My life matters to you, Lord. My life, oh, it may not matter to you, but my life, oh, matters to you and only you, Lord.
Speak to her, Mike.
People dying in the street 'cause the color of their skin. So busy hating one another. Can't you see we're brothers and we don't matter to them? I know it sounds hopeless. Trust, I've got good news. Your life is precious in his eyes and he will help you get through.
Talk to him,
You may
Sharice.
think it's over, but it's not. Life can't seem to get you down. So much depression, and you're feeling suicidal. Know that he can turn your life around. You may seem alone, like you don't matter to some. Don't take your life, 'cause you're not done. The best is yet to come.
People put away the guns and please just walk away. Have a healthy conversation and hope to see another day. We have to live together. We have to love each other, because in the end we're all we've got. Can't let him
pull you down now.
Can't let him
control your mind now.
Can't let him hurt you, 'cause he buys you nice things. Can't let him beat you down now. Trust in the Lord and you love yourself even more.
My life matters to you, Lord. My life,
Oh, yeah, yeah, my life matters to you, but my life, it matters to you, Lord, and only you. My life.
In his image and in his likeness, you and I were created. Masterfully, wonderfully, and fearfully he made us, with plans for a future that included every man, every woman, every boy, and every girl. You see, with God, no one was ever excluded from his world. He said, love thy neighbor as we love ourselves. That means black man, white man, and everyone else.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Zone Black.
My life matters. Ain't no doubt about it. Right along with Melovee. My life matters. That's going to be a great play coming up.
Absolutely, November 4th at the Barry Robinson Theater on Princess Anne Road. Doors open at 4:30. Tickets are $15. And My Life Matters. All lives matter. So we want to make sure we support Prince Cree McIntyre.
No doubt.
My Life Matters. He'll be in the studios on October 31st.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be here to talk more about his play. It's going to be an awesome event.
It's going to be hot.
Yes, hot.
Yay. Right here on the Let's Give Praise Music Ministry, bringing you the best of inspirational music up until 12 o'clock. And you know at 12 we go live on Facebook with the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And Melovee, who is our guest today?
Yes, we have a young lady that's coming into the studios to talk about her organization called Red Alert. It's an HIV/AIDS project that she's founded with a friend of hers called Sharice Berry. Her name is Nequa Powell. She'll be in the studios at 12.
See, that's why it's good to have a co-host. Because I wouldn't have been able to say that name. I'd have been, yeah, you know, that's who's going to be here today. You know, ain't no doubt about it. But it's always a blessing to have somebody to be able to, you know, I'm from the old school. If your name ain't Tom, Dick, or Harry, I don't know. You know, all these new names, I can't. I'm trying. I'm trying to work with it. I'm trying to work with it. But nevertheless, we're going to do our best to do what we do right here on the Let's Give Praise Music Ministry with Melovee.
Yes.
And our guest today, I see one of them already came in.
Yes.
That's Tony Jones.
Tony Jones from H.Y.P.E. Yes,
yeah.
helping young people everywhere. So
that's what it's all about.
We're trying to make sure we get that community information out to you
we
folks.
got to get it. We got to get it.
Got to get it, like you said, right?
Our community is in dire need.
Yes, we got so much going on.
Wow, yeah. Ain't nobody show me how to hit the lottery yet, though.
Oh, well, you know, like Marvin Gaye said, what's going on, what's going on? So we got to make sure we keep the people informed.
As Gwenny Gautry used to say, ain't nothing going on but the rent.
I know.
Oh, that's another one.
That's an oldie but goodie one. I said, man.
You're listening to WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. This is the Let's Give Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Jesus said, listen, Mary, Mary, don't you weep. You gon' tell Martha not to mourn. Martha, don't you mourn. Tell her Pharaoh's army got drowning in her sea one day. He said, listen, Mary, oh, Mary, don't you weep. You go tell Mother not to mourn. Tell Mother not to mourn. If I could, oh Lord, I could, I surely would. Stand on the rock, I'd stand right where Moses stood. I tell you, Pharaoh's army got drowning in a sea one day. He said, listen, Mary, oh, Mary, don't you weep. Go ahead, sing. Mary, oh, Mary, don't you weep. Mary, oh, Mary, don't you weep. I don't know, but I think I can call Mary, don't you weep. A little bit loud. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Sing again. Mary, oh, Mary, don't you weep. Sing again. I know you don't believe it. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. come on, tell my good not to go.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. And Father, don't you moan. Because Pharaoh army has already got drowned. I'm telling you right now, I know he's drowned because I can't find him. He got drowned in the Red Sea. That's what evil happens when people do evil things. That's what happens. God will take you somewhere else. No doubt about it. If you're in need of reaching the campus population and don't know how, well, advertise right here on WODU Studios. Get your information out to the students the best way possible with great services from WODU Studios. Contact us at WODUpromos@gmail.com. Again, that's WODUPROMO@gmail.com. And let them know you're here right here on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry as we continue with the very best of inspirational music. Coming up next, the one and only, the legendary Luther Barnes out of North Carolina and the Redbud Gospel Choir. Stand by me on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
You've been my friend. Now that I'm in trouble, stand by me till the end. Oh, all my friends are gone, but I'm feeling kind of weak, Father. When I get all alone, oh Lord, I'm gonna need you, Jesus. Will you stand by? I read about Daniel down in the lion's den. You went there to visit him, Father, time and time and time again. Oh Lord, do me like you did Daniel. Stand by me. Will you stand by me? One more thing. They tell me to send some live in troubled times. You helped him to defeat, Father, 10,000 Philistines. Oh Lord, don't forget me, Jesus. If you will, stand by me. Stand by me. Sometimes I feel like the weight of the whole world is on my shoulder, but it's all in vain. Oh Lord, when I begin to feel weak along the way, sounds harder than it ought to be. But just like you delivered them, Father, I know you can deliver me. Oh, Lord. I'm depending on you, Jesus. Will you stand by me? Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me, Jesus. Oh Lord, stand by me. Please, please, Lord, stand by me, Jesus. I'm your child. Stand by me. And I don't have no other God. Stand by me, Jesus. I'm gonna need you, Jesus. Stand by me. I'm really gonna need you, Father. Stand by me, Jesus. When I get sick, Lord, stand by me. When I get burdened down, oh, stand by me, Jesus. When I'm feeling kind of weak, stand by me. When I'm all alone, oh Lord, stand by me, Jesus. When I go in my room, Lord, stand by me. And I can't come out no more, oh Lord, stand by me, Jesus. Gonna need you, Father. Don't leave me. Stand by me. Please don't leave me. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me. Don't leave me, Lord. I'm begging you, please. I'm begging.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Uncle Freddie, beat trick, come
Say you wanna be a star, you wanna rock hard, so you wanna be fly like me. Say you wanna go far, don't like where you are, so you wanna have the victory. Don't look at my whip and look at my grip and start thinking this life's easy. Had to walk by faith, had to struggle every day just to get to the point you see. This life I'm living is a battlefield, and when it comes against me, I got my shield. Don't get it twisted, the enemy's real and it don't wanna see us win. But there's someone greater living within, and he's fighting this battle for me. Can't worry about the enemy, Holy Ghost in me is giving me what I need, and that's power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. If you got that Holy Ghost power. Do you need a new car? Gotta have a new job. You need to go down on your knees. You need to seek his face, take a break from the race, make him the priority. Don't look at the way.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Stand up. We'll be right back right after this.
The Adventures of Captain 85. Another kid I've got to bury. Sheesh.
Tragic loss of life, isn't it?
Who said that?
I did. I'm Captain 85. I knew the boy. He had a very bright future until this drive-by shooting took his life.
Yeah, so I heard. Hey, buddy, do you always prowl around in that costume? It gives me chills.
My costume? Sir, there's far too many other elements of fear than my attire. The fact that the boy you've buried and others are dying in the streets is more fearful. The fact that gang violence has escalated. Kids are killing kids, teachers, even parents, whoever angers them. That's frightening. So long.
Well, I guess you're right.
So long.
The Real Adventures of Captain 85 is brought to you by Community Action People Incorporated, a mentoring program, advocate in the community against bullying, teen violence. We got work to do. There's things in our community that's going on and nobody's addressing them. A young lady committed suicide going to Bayside Middle School after her mother found her daughter dead. She committed suicide. We got to take responsibility and be looking after our future generation. If it was oil, if it was gold, if it was diamonds in the ground, people will be appalled if somebody was coming in and robbing and trying to steal something that doesn't even belong to them. But nevertheless, we're going to do our best in the weeks and months to come. The Real Adventures of Captain 85 will be addressing some of these issues in the weeks to come. This next song is dedicated to all those that have kids in school, all the kids that go through bullying, all the kids that do bullying. We got to do better. We got to educate and get them to understand that life is the most precious gift God has given to each and every one of us. And we must try to protect that with every fiber in our body. Once again, this next song goes out to all the young people throughout Hampton Roads and throughout the World Wide Web. This is the Christian Ez. You're listening to WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, 12 o'clock, the best of the 757 Community Talk Show with my co-hosts Melovee and special guests.
But if you wait on Jesus, I guarantee you, he'll come. How many know he will? How many know that he's just a prayer away? Late in the midnight hour when problems bother us the most and you're shedding tears and can't nobody come around you because they don't know you're crying. Ain't nobody but you and Jesus. Let me tell you, he's a miracle worker here tonight. So you feel like giving up, and you feel like hope is gone. You're drowning in your own fears, 'cause you feel so alone. But I come with the word from heaven to help you make it through the day. The Lord said, seek his face, fall down on your knees and pray, and he will come. I wish I could get a witness. In the nick of time, he's gonna bear your load, give you peace of mind. If y'all don't mind, help me say it again. He will come. Oh, 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 in the nick of time, he's gonna bear, give you peace of mind. So don't ever think that no one cares. Get real quiet. When life's troubles are facing you, God promised never to leave you. He's there just for you. Though your days get so dark, and the night seems so long, cast your cares upon him. How many know he's right there to make you strong? Yeah, he'll come. How many know he'll come tonight? In the nick of time. guarantee he's gonna bear. I guarantee he'll give you peace of mind. I know he will. I know he will. I know he will. He will. Hey. Oh, in the nick of time. Yes, he will. He's gonna bear your load. Give you peace of mind. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh. Somebody know you here. If you could just get up one by one and say, when I didn't have no friends, it was Jesus. Friends said I couldn't do you no good, couldn't be nowhere around for you. But how many said, God touched me, he came in the nick of time. God will, yeah, yeah. How many know he'll come tonight? When your friends get few, when you're down and out, he will come. Yeah, 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 yeah. He'll come. God will. God will. God will. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. Won't he do it? If you know he will. If you know he will. Get up on your feet and say, I know he will. I know he will. Say, yes he will. Yes he will. Yes he will. Yeah, 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 yeah. He'll come. When you're sick, when you need money, when you need friends, when you need family, when you ain't got nobody but yourself, go down on your knees. Yeah, yeah. God will come. Let me say yes one more time. Yeah. He'll come.
You wanna know how I feel about him? I love the Lord with all of my heart. Yeah, I keep falling in love.
Lord, you are my everything. You are the first one I think of in the morning. I wanna walk with you. If you call my name, I'm running to you. With the sound of my heart, I'm madly in love with you.
You've been holding me all this time. You've been keeping my head up high. Can't take no credit for the way
I came through it.
Amazing, yeah.
That's you.
How you do the thing.
That you do.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's madly in love with you.
Lord, you are my everything. You are the first one I think of in the morning.
I wanna walk
with you.
If you call my name,
I'm running to you. With the sound of my heart,
and I'm
madly in love with you. Really love you.
hey, nothing else matters in the world if you don't like it. Ooh, 'cause it's not about me.
It's about you.
If you tell me jump,
I will move.
I got it really bad 'cause I'm madly in love with you.
Lord, you are my everything. You are the first one
I think of it.
I'm
gonna walk
with you.
If you call my name,
Call my name, I'm running.
running.
With the sound of my heart,
Ooh, madly in
We get ready to go. Y'all tired of us? Yes, sir. Sing them all.
You do, tell me what you do for it. If you saw a burning flame, would you walk right through for it? Would you die for it? Would that be too much? Tell me now, would you bleed for love? Would you bleed for love? To lay down your life, would you give it all? Would you beg and cry? Would you fall upon the knife? Would you bleed for love? For love? Would you do anything? Would you bleed for me? Tell me how far you go. How would you go for it? Tell me, I need to know. Would you sell your soul for it? Would you give your last breath and still not give enough? Tell me now, would you bleed for love? Would you bleed for love? Would you lay down your life? Would you give it all? Would you beg and crawl? Would you fall upon the knife? Would you bleed for love? For love? Would you do anything? Would you bleed for me? I'll do anything you ask. Walk foot over broken glass. That's the truth. I would bleed for you. I would bleed for love. I would lay down my life. I would give it all. I would beg and crawl. I would fall upon the knife. I would bleed for love, for love. Would you do anything? Tell me now, would you bleed for love? Would you lay down your life? Would you beg and cry? Would you fall upon the knife? Would you bleed for love? For love? Would you do anything? Oh, would you bleed for love? Would you bleed for love? Would you bleed for me?
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, and you're in tune and listening to the best of the 757 and the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry. And we're live on Facebook. And hope that everybody can send this out and share this with people as we get ready to do our community talk program.
Yes, yes. We want to thank you all. Come on, you know what I say. Press that share button. We need you to press the share button to share with your family, colleagues, friends. We got an awesome young woman in the studio this afternoon. She has a program that's off the chart phenomenal, that's also so relevant for today. A lot of us have forgotten about the HIV/AIDS epidemic and concerns, and she's here to tell you about an organization that she's founded and that she's moving and shaking in the area, 757. And you know, this is the best of the 757. So we want to welcome her. I'm going to have her introduce herself to you. We're also waiting for another guest to come in to the studio. While we're doing that, we're going to have her say hello to the Facebook Live family.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nequa Powell from Portsmouth, Virginia.
Portsmouth in the house again. Oh, yes. I keep being P-Town in the building. Yes.
Yes. Currently, I am the creator of Red Alert organization. Myself and Sharice Berry recreated this organization maybe about 2 years ago. We started.
2 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah. We actually did a competition over in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
It was created by our mentor, Dr. Allison Matthews.
Right, you said that. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she had a HIV awareness competition, and we ended up winning. And that pretty much, from there, because we won, we wanted to do something different. We wanted to go beyond winning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
that's right.
We won, so it was just like, okay, we won. Then what? We wanted to keep it going.
Right, keep the movement, keep the momentum flowing.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that your mentor also has a HIV awareness program called To Beat HIV.
Yep,
right.
Yep. She has her own organization called To Beat HIV. She's been doing a lot. Like she actually travels across. Like I'm talking about global.
Wow.
Yes.
So you all have the perspective. I mean, all the possibilities to go global as well because she's your mentor. So we want to make sure we shout that out too. Yeah.
Yeah. She's so awesome. Like she pretty much took us under her, and it's just kind of hard right now with school. But it's like once we get finished with school, we'll be able to focus more on Red Alert because it's just me, myself, and Sharice. So it's kind of hard balancing
all that. And I know talking with you yesterday, you're a pharmacy student at Hampton University, almost ready to finish.
Yes,
she get ready to make the big bucks, and I know you're working hard. And that takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort to plow through that. I know you said you have a year left to do that.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I'm on year 5. I have to get to year 6.
Okay.
So I'm
all right. You're ready. I know you're ready for it to be done.
Yes,
but you know, it's a field that's worthwhile going into, in light of all that's going on with the opioid situation. But,
yes.
Yes. But all right, tell me why Red Alert? What was the name? Why did you come up with that name, Red Alert, for HIV awareness and AIDS awareness?
Well, you know, looking at the HIV awareness, you will see, like if you were to type in HIV awareness, you would see the color red.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you know,
wow.
Like the red ribbon is red.
Oh, okay. Right. That's right. Yeah.
And alert is just because you need to protect yourself.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Am I doing the vernacular of the young people right? Stay woke. Right.
Stay woke.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, all right, why did you want to start this organization? Why?
It's necessary.
Okay.
You know, I'm 22, almost 23.
Okay.
And I feel like there's a lot of females and males that are my age who are, I feel like in the 20s, you're more careless.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
like when you're sleeping
carefree.
around. Carefree. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Carefree. So it's just like, I feel like you're supposed to be aware and alert.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't just be with anyone.
Right.
So that was the main reason. I feel like it's important to spread awareness.
And you were saying to me when we spoke that, you know, obviously it didn't dawn on me, but, you know, many years removed out of college, I won't talk about how old I am, but that this is something still prevalent on the college campuses because of, like you said, a carefree spirit. And I remember I was sharing with you that we used to say get tested, you know, before you sleep with somebody. It was back in the 90s, 80s and 90s. People would say, don't do that. You need to have that person tested. So we haven't heard a lot about it in recent I would say years, about HIV/AIDS awareness. I mean, obviously it's still affecting people. We do have medications now that people can, readily get. Back in the 80s and 90s, that wasn't true, and people were wondering, what is this? What was this virus? They couldn't even name it.
I know.
So it was taking a toll on a lot of people's lives, family lives. People were just falling by the wayside. So, what are your goals? What were your goals when you started to found this organization?
Number one is spread awareness. I have a lot of friends on different campuses all over, so I just feel like it's my job as a friend to let them know, hey, it's okay if you want to, sleep around, but just make sure you are safe.
Yes.
I'm an older sister too, so it's just like, okay, I have to make sure my brothers know, okay, you need to be careful. I know you're gonna do it because it's natural, but it's just my job to spread awareness. That's what Red Alert stands for, just spreading awareness itself.
Giving a red light to something, shine a light on it that.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't
and they
know.
have really put it in the foreground. Nobody's really talking about it. And until I spoke to you yesterday, it really hit me again because I shared with you something personal. I will share it again with you as we go along with the conversation. But what is your mission statement? What is the mission
Spread
statement?
awareness throughout the community. I feel like Norfolk, we had our first event last year, October 1st. It was called Know Your Status. And
say it again.
Know Your Status.
Oh, know your status.
Know your status.
Okay. Yeah,
and
that's
we actually
I like that.
And we actually had HIV testing on the spot. We had people. We had a couple of testers come out, and they were able to test people who
on the
wanted
spot.
to. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the event itself was really, really good. We had between about 75 to like 90 people. We had a couple of guest speakers because we did like a panel discussion. We had people come out and give testimonies who actually had been affected by HIV.
And you also said you had breast cancer awareness. People out there giving information about that as well. So
because I'm a pharmacy student, I teamed up with the School of Pharmacy.
Good.
And we just kind of set it up like a health fair. So I had, for the first hour of the event, we had like different organizations give out information. So like breast cancer. The breast cancer organization came out, and we had Operation Diabetes, immunization.
Okay, diabetes, you were telling me that.
Yeah, like all of that, because I feel like a lot of people, I guess you could say my age, we work and go to school.
Right.
We work and go to school.
And that's it. And then if you have a little time, you may go to the club or whatever.
And
it's nothing serious. So when I told you, I was like, this girl is on point. I like her because you're really doing something that really incorporates what you're studying, because it's medicine and health and awareness. So you're going to be doing that when you're a pharmacist. People are going to be asking you for advice. So here you are doing this in the community, which is phenomenal. So I applaud you and your partner when she gets in.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that. We had our last event, we teamed up with Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Okay, A5.
Incorporated. I want to say in August, they had a health fair, and there were different girls from Norfolk State who were, asking questions like, what is Red Alert,
Wow.
They were asking questions like, I told them it was HIV awareness organization, and then they proceeded to ask questions about PrEP. They were like, oh, I hear about this pill. Okay,
because you said something about PrEP, and I didn't know, so that's good. You informing me, educating me, and I'm thinking, because that's very important, because your age group now is informing your age group. So that's a good thing, because we could do it, but they don't listen, right?
Right, and I feel like it's good because we're on the same level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like having this organization is good, because I can talk to people on the same level as me.
Right. Now, I like that you said that there were people that came to you and said, now, what is this about?
Right.
Now, were you surprised that maybe some of them didn't know as much as you thought they should know about AIDS and HIV?
A lot of them didn't.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
It's funny because back in December, World AIDS Day, me and Sharice, we came up with a game.
Okay.
And we had people, we asked them questions, and then they had to answer it. And it was stuff like, how effective is a condom?
Okay.
Can you get HIV through oral sex?
Right.
And people, and the questions were just like, And people, they didn't even know.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
They were saying turn it up. They can't hear. See, that's really mind-boggling to me because, like I said, in the 80s, in the 90s, which seems like probably forever ago, right? It was on everybody's mind. Everybody was talking about, even though they may not have known a lot of information because it wasn't back then. A lot of information. Here we are. Fast forward to 2017. People are still asking you. Or questions about it, don't know how they can or cannot, because there were times, and thank you for bringing it up, that people thought you can get it through touching somebody's hand.
I know, and I learned that actually in school.
Right.
HIV was first considered like the gay disease.
Yeah, the gay disease.
But
right.
no.
Right, it wasn't.
Anybody can get it.
It was transmitted through sexual contact, also blood
transfusion, sharing needles.
Right, sharing needles. And back then, I was sharing with you that when the blood banks were taking blood, as they usually would do, they didn't have a proper screening process, and people were getting infected by the AIDS virus through blood transfusions, through if they had surgery of any kind or some type of. So people. It also came through that avenue, which was devastating. And I'm gonna share a testimony with you when the audience a little later on about how it affected my family. Okay. But I wanted to keep talking with you about the discussion about HIV/AIDS. Is there something in the 757 area?
Oh yeah.
7 cities. What are the stats? What are the statistics here?
Well, Norfolk.
Okay.
Number one.
Number one, really?
Richmond, right behind it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not pretty.
Right.
That's why I felt like last year it was so necessary for me to have that event in Norfolk,
right,
so people can know is.
Now, where did you have it in Norfolk?
At Crossroads Elementary.
Okay, you did say Crossroads Elementary. Okay.
Not elementary. I meant the community center.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was funny because the man who I talked to about renting out the facility, he was like, no, I don't even want you to pay for it. He was like, this is necessary. He gave me the facility for free. Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because usually people are like, no, we want it up front. Because he knows how important it is. And like you said, Norfolk is number one in the area. And then right behind it is Richmond. So it really is impacting our area in a way that we need to have more of these events that are coming throughout the community. And talk more about your upcoming goals and what you're going to do in the community.
Our upcoming goals are I really want to start at the high school level now.
Yes.
Because I feel like I've done it. We've been active on campus at Hampton. We've done little small health fairs. Now I feel like it's time to target high school. I feel like high school is where you start.
Right, that's where the experimental.
Yeah, and I feel like when I was in high school, we didn't really touch on HIV or AIDS. I didn't know too much about it. I knew it was something that you didn't want. Right. But I didn't know too much about it.
The in-depth story about different, But like you said, this is something that youth of ages of ranging, from 18 on should already know. You know, because it's not like it's back in the time where it began and nobody knew. They didn't even, like I said, didn't even have a name to it, and people were just falling by the wayside, and it was considered the gay disease. Yes. And so people were thinking, well, I'm not gay, so I can't have it. Right, I can't have it, won't affect me. So then it kept populate, it just kept going on and on. And babies were affected as well. So, like I said, I shared earlier that I have a testimony. My baby sister passed away at 26 from HIV/AIDS. And at the time, nobody knew, she just became ill. And what we can assess during that time, and it was back in the early 90s, was that she had a blood transfusion due to an operation she had to have, and contracted it through the blood transfusion. And that's why we knew that the blood banks weren't, they didn't have the proper screening, or it just wasn't up to date or whatever. And back then, the medicines weren't really readily available to certain socioeconomic groups, and she wasn't in that group.
It's still like that now.
Yeah,
kinda.
but it's more people. The more awareness that came, celebrities got on board. And I remember writing Magic Johnson because at that time he was the face, that was more prominent in it, and saying, she needed this, and there were a lot of obstacles, and she ended up passing away. She left 2 children behind. And what people don't know is that, it affects families.
Yes.
Because she was single mother. She had 2 boys, 6 and 3, and she was terminally ill. And now we had to deal with, a terminally ill single mother who couldn't afford the medication, and we just had to watch her go through this agony. But I say all that to say that it affects so much of the family dynamic, because I had to end up raising her 2 sons who are now 27 and 24, and obviously she didn't get to see her children come the men they are today. But this is very important. When I spoke to you, I said, wow, this girl is on the point, and she's on the ball. She's doing something. We always talk about the youth and how they're not interested in anything. They're not, like you said, they go to work, come home, they on social media. And here you are. Now, how do you use social media to get your message out? Do you use that to your...
Yeah, I use social media a lot. We have an Instagram page. Pretty much what we do on Instagram, we will post like different pictures, or we'll do facts on HIV.
Okay.
We recently did a video, kind of like within the video there was like a little a message focusing on HIV. I really want to keep going with the videos, but it's just the time with school.
Now, were you in the video, or is it?
I was in
Yeah, I gotta see that. You should have sent me a link to
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We got time to be doing that. You can send it to me after this program. But that's good because you get your message out there. That's where most young people are gonna impact them and get their attention is on social media.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like I was sharing with you, I didn't know what IG was, and someone said Instagram, right? So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All those platforms is where you can get, and I like the name. You have the button on Red Alert. I like that. Now, who came up with the logo?
Me and my partner did.
Oh, okay.
We was looking for something different.
And it looks like a medical thing with, the heart monitor, right? Okay, I watched a medical program.
Yeah, I don't know how we came up with it, but honestly, when we put our minds together, it's unbelievable.
Wow.
Every time.
Now, how long have you all been friends and came?
We've been friends for a long time. We met at Hampton, and then I found out she was a pharmacy major like myself.
Okay.
So we actually are in the program together.
Okay.
So Red Alert is just what we do on the side. So when we have time, this is what we focus on.
Okay. And now your mentor, you said Dr. Matthews. Now, is she a professor at Hampton?
No, she is actually located in Durham. Okay. Right now, she is currently expanding her organization. Like I told you earlier, she is global.
Right.
Global. Every time I look on her Instagram page, she is somewhere else, spreading awareness and focusing on HIV research.
Okay.
She's doing research.
Now, how has this? Why did she come up with it? What was her? Is there something personal in her life that?
I remember listening to her. I think she gave a testimony. She was saying how she just felt like this was something that's important. I feel like all of us, like being in a relationship is something like you have to be on the same page with everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that what I'm saying is if you know you have something, because I feel like, okay, so I've heard of people knowing that they have HIV or some type of STD or something, and them still not informing their partner on it.
Right. And that was an issue back in the day where people were actually, you can get convicted of murder.
Yeah, but now you can't.
Really? I didn't know. Because if you knew you had it and still was had sexual partners, and some people were blatantly doing it because hey, I'm gone. There's no hope for me, so I'm going to spread this.
Let me tell you a story. Okay. I remember I was in high school, and there was an incident that happened where there was this guy and this girl, and they went out on a date or whatever, and then they proceeded to be intimate with each other. The lady knew she had HIV.
Okay.
She told him mid in action, oh my God, I have HIV or whatever, like afterwards.
Right.
So they ended up going to court or whatever. And then he ended up saying, I didn't know she had it. She doesn't look like she has HIV, which is
Which-
kind of
what-
crazy
right,
because
what does it look like?
There's no look.
But back in the day, it was so devastating because of medications. Now you could kind of tell because people body, they would look a certain way. But go ahead, yeah, you're right.
No,
yeah, you're right. Nowadays,
it's no look, honestly, because even our guest speakers who came, it was so funny how this happened. I saw people proceed to come in during the event, and then I was looking for the guest speakers. I was like, where are they? I don't know what they look like. They were sitting in the crowd.
Right.
Had no idea who.
Right.
They don't look like they have
Right.
HIV. People don't look like
Right.
they are infected by the disease. And it was funny because the man who gave the testimony, he was saying how his T cells are healthy. And usually with people who have
That's
HIV,
right.
their T cells are shut
Plummet,
down.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So when he was saying because of the medication that he's on, he's pretty much considered healthy. So HIV is now not considered a death sentence. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Right. No, absolutely.
So you won't even look like you're sick.
Not now.
No, no. You won't even look like you're sick
Right.
at all.
And so thereby, you were saying, I like the fact that you all had, as a part of your community awareness program, people getting tested on the spot.
On the spot.
So how many people were really stepping up to do that?
We had about 25 people who got tested, which was really, really good. So I was really happy about that. I know it can be nerve-wracking because I did it myself. Like, I got tested, and just the whole process, and it is nerve-wracking because you're like,
Right, yeah, because you don't.
But it's something that needs to be done, you know,
Yes.
because you will feel good afterwards. You
Yeah,
know?
it's now you're in the know. Right.
Now you know.
Right,
So
now you know. Yeah.
And honestly, if you're doing everything as far as protecting yourself, you have nothing to worry about.
Right.
And
And you're protecting other folks.
Yes, you
and
are.
you do want to know that because you don't want to perpetuate the situation
Yep.
in the community. And like you said, it can spread. It was one of the biggest, besides the crack epidemic in our communities. AIDS was one of those things that was, so prevalent. Yeah.
And let me say this. HIV in Norfolk is not big when it comes to having sex. It's big related to drugs.
Okay.
So
Right.
sharing needles, that's the major one in Norfolk.
Right.
So.
And I know that, during the time that once people began to understand what AIDS was and how you can contract it, they started to have programs where you can go to clinics and get clean needles.
Yeah.
And so that in the hopes that people would not share it and spread, so they were trying to avert it that way. Whether people agree with it or not, it was helping as a community service to those who were out there, gonna, take drugs and do drugs intravenously. It helped with that portion of it. So is that something that you think about when you're planning these events, that component of it? I know as a pharmacist soon.
Yeah.
Pharmacist.
Honestly, I just try to make sure I cover every aspect of how it could be spread.
Right.
Yes, we say sexual contact, but it's also drug related.
Right.
That's sharing needles. At this time, anybody can get it. And I feel like it's popular on different HBCU campuses.
Okay.
And being this age, it's important that you just always have your guard up.
Yeah, be vigilant about
always. Yeah, like always.
So when you do talk to people, how do they receive you when you talk to young people or people at your university that you go or anywhere that you talk?
I try to talk to them on their level. Like I don't know everything, so I just try to make them feel comfortable. That's number one. Because if they're not comfortable, they're not going to share anything with me or feel comfortable enough to ask me questions. And one thing I noticed during the last health fair in August, there were, like I said earlier, there were a lot of students from Norfolk State who came up to me and they were just, they were inquiring, asking me questions and, really
engaged.
And I thought it was good. I was like, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. No, because nobody really wants to talk about it. Who wants to talk about it?
Who wants to bring up that subject?
Right. It's just something that people don't really want to talk about. But I feel like my job is to throw it out there, and whatever you do with it, that's on you.
Well, is there places that you could tell them locally that they can go get tested? Or
Yeah,
is it something to get free or they have to pay for?
There was this place in Norfolk it's a place in Norfolk. I think it might be Access Aid. They do free testing. It doesn't take long at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, and that's another thing that you provide, resources that people can go and do what they need to do. I want to just give a shout out to those who are joining us. Thank you, Annette Torres, Beverly Harris, Lakeisha, Lashina Mills. Sorry, what's up? I can't hear it. We got that. Hopefully, we took care of that. Greg Bryant, Greg Brand News Bryant, awesome young man, has an awesome clothing line that people can go out and purchase. Michael Mazon, DJ Heart Attack, formerly of 103 Jams. We want to thank you for chiming in. Marlene Arlee. All right, Marlene. Good to see you. Nathaniel Johnson. We want to thank you all. Keep pressing that share button. And we want to say Tony Jones and David Farr also have chimed in as well. Oh, wow. We got some. Okay, Brittany, Tamika, thank you. She was on and has an awesome documentary about aging out of the foster care system. We thank her for chiming in. Mike Link, thank you for joining in. Shamika Perrin, thank you for chiming in as well. And we're going to keep back to the conversation. Oh, Tiffany Clark, thank you for also chiming in. So we got some folks that are listening, and we're building up an audience, and I thank you for being here. And sharing what you're doing in the community, which is phenomenal for a young woman your age who's out here, who's woke. You like that. And keeping people aware about HIV AIDS awareness. And as I shared to you, it impacted my family. And I know so many others out there that have stories that they can share. And we want to start a hashtag Red Alert. Ooh, if you have we want to make sure that if you have a story, you could just say hashtag Red Alert. And put it up there, and we'll make sure we shout it out. And if you want to share, how it's affected your family, you can do that. If not, we want to just say to support this young woman in her endeavors and her efforts, put hashtag Red Alert. You know what? And we want to get the word out about the organization and what they're doing. So to get back into with the Voice of Inspiration was talking about, and it's shocking to me, that people would come and say, I want to know more. Shockingly good, I want to say, that people came up to you and want to know more about what you're doing and how AIDS is affecting the community where they live or where we all live, and that you're providing resources in the community where people can go and get answers. So now, when are you coming up with other events in the community? And are you going to go to different cities?
Well, right now, I really want to have another Know Your Status event because the first one, it went really well. It went better than I expected. So I just feel like this year could be bigger and better. Right. So it's the planning that takes a lot of time.
Oh, absolutely.
To make sure it's good.
Yeah, that's done right. Yeah, because people.
So that's the next.
And you did this a year ago, in 2016. You had the first one. Okay.
Yep. Okay. 2016.
If somebody want to invite you, like a church or organization that might want to have you come speak, is that possible?
We can do that too. We actually, it's funny that you said that. The organization on Hampton University's campus is called Mosaic, and pretty much that's a LGBT organization on campus. And they had an event last year where I think it was called Young, Educated, Black, and Gay.
Okay.
So, and there we spoke, me and my partner spoke, and pretty much focused on the HIV and AIDS aspect. So, because like I said earlier, HIV was at first characterized as a gay disease, but it's not like that anymore. Right. So, for me, what I did was just tell them, regardless of what
your sexual preference.
Just make sure you have one job, protect yourself. I know. I heard one lady tell me, or no, not even one lady. Who told me something? I'm trying to think. I was doing research, and this lady had a testimony. She was saying how she was married, and
that was another issue.
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
It's great.
I know.
Okay, she was married, and her and her husband were having twins. Okay, so she went to the doctor, do her checkup, and when you're pregnant, you have to go through a series of testing. HIV, STDs, you have to get tested. So the doctor was like, ma'am, I have your results back. Did you want your husband to step out? And she was like, no, whatever you have to say in front of me, because they're married.
Right,
you can say in front of my husband.
Children.
Right, exactly. So her test came back positive for HIV. So naturally, you would think the husband would be like, oh, my God, what is wrong? The husband was quiet. He knew.
Yes.
He knew he did. He knew that.
Right.
And I just feel like being married, you coming as
and
one.
you think that you're insulated from it because you're married.
You're
Hey,
married.
it can't happen to me because I'm married. I'm not slipping around.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Like,
right,
it's so selfish and it's scary, number
Yes.
one, because it's marriage, you make a commitment. You make a commitment under God. And the fact that you trust this person. This is your
And now I'm having
husband.
I'm having a child, or twins in this case. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And that brings to mind, there's a thing called down low. Men were on the down low. So that was, women were having to be concerned about that. And then, like you said, that was a component that, women were like, well, I'm married. I don't have to worry about anything. Men were transmitting it through, through marriage and disease and stuff like that. So it was...
It's a scary thing, and that's why I recommend PrEP. PrEP is a pill that you could take that prevents you. It's another form of protection against HIV. So say you and your partner are intimate and you guys don't use protection such as a condom.
Okay.
If you're taking PrEP on a regular, how you're supposed to take it, you're fine.
Right.
You won't contract it.
So now this is this, it's a pill, right? And so you just go and get it and then you just take it daily? I mean, even if you...
you take it.
Okay.
kind of like a birth control.
All right, I was going to say
Yep. Anybody can take it. Guys can take it. Females can take it. And it's just like another form of protection. So say if you do have an accident where you don't use a condom this time, I'm fine because I use PrEP. Or I take PrEP, so I'll be fine.
Okay, I had never heard of that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what does it do? I mean, what is it?
Pretty much it stops the replication of the HIV
virus.
DNA.
Oh, DNA. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that across the counter, or you have the doctor have to prescribe?
You can. I want to say you can talk to your doctor about it, or you can go to Access AIDS that's located here in Norfolk. They have more information on it, or you can actually go on the website and look too. Because I think PrEP is amazing, honestly. Just from doing my research, my own little research on it, I recommend it. If you are one of those people, and there's nothing wrong with this, if you are one of those people who like to be intimate and,
are going to continue to do something.
Yeah, you're going to continue to do something, then get on PrEP. Okay. You're protecting yourself.
I guess it's like a cup of tea, Sometimes you want coffee.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want wine. You got to protect yourself.
You got to protect yourself.
Yeah. Ain't no sense of playing. I mean, because when you're adults, and of course, physical attraction is hard to fight sometimes. I mean, let's be real about it. It ain't that it ain't like, because I'm the only man in the room.
Oh, my God.
The other guy, the one with the beard was in here. He stepped out, but he's watching on his video, on his camera or cell phone. But the thing is, everybody want to throw the man under the bus. But it takes two to tango.
No, and I didn't do that. That's funny that you said that.
It takes two to tango. But what it is that we all get attracted sometimes, and we fight the temptation of wanting to be involved or intimate with somebody. And, unfortunately, I got 50 years in the game, knowing that, it's not a hard, you don't go out looking. I mean, I know when I was growing up, and even as an adult man now, I don't go out trying to get involved with nobody. Yeah. But, I know in the past it has happened. And then you step back and ask yourself, why did it happen? You're trying to figure out why is this going on.
Same thing on college campuses. You don't plan to do stuff like, oh, I see him.
It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens, Like I said, the average 20-something-year-old working, school, and we do turn up and do stuff too, but it's just like...
But working, school, and social media. Right. That's it.
Yes, working, school, and social media.
It's like, And then even with that, you're dating apps. You said you're coming out.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Your red alert. I would like this. You are funny.
Yeah. Well,
'cause, 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 'cause
Dr. Allison Matthews, she had the competition, like I said earlier, and within that
And
competition, we won.
Uh-huh.
And within that competition, we are supposed to get our app made. So currently, what we're doing right now is we're slowly doing it, just because of pharmacy. But what we're doing now is gathering up our information, doing surveys and stuff. Like, we do surveys when we go to when we get invited to health fair events and stuff like that. We just do surveys to see what is it that the people want when it comes to HIV. Okay. Do you think an app is good? Do you think we should have a presence on social media? Do you think people who have HIV, they want to stay anonymous? You know, I remember talking to this one lady. She was saying how they have social groups. And some people don't even come because they want to stay anonymous.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's something interesting. Interesting.
Guest has arrived.
Yes, second half of the duo. And her name is Cherise Berry.
We want to push that just a little bit.
In the middle, so you can
in the middle, so and she get a little closer, so she can pick up the
And
voice.
actually, you know what? Come this way, so you both can be on camera.
Yeah.
So now we're shuffling chairs. Yeah, and we want to welcome Cherise Berry. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes.
You're the second half of the duo. That's that's founded and works on this hashtag Red Alert. We already put it out there. Put hashtag Red Alert. We were just talking about a possible app that you all may be developing for your for smartphones, and how it will help impact bringing the awareness to HIV/AIDS, and so you were just sharing that you do surveys and
we currently at any event we are at, we currently do surveys to see what exactly do the people want from the app. Like, what will they gain from it, so we can know what we need to do.
Right.
You know,
to make it more viable, to make it more accessible.
What is the needs for the community? You know, we, like I said earlier, when we communicated with this lady who has her own facility for people who have HIV, and they supposed to have meetings, but she was saying at the meetings some people don't show up.
Right.
They don't show up
because they want to keep it, like you said, anonymous.
Keep it quiet. Exactly.
And it's a stigma. I mean, and I want to say this because I was back in a time that it was really a stigma back in the day. Now it is, but not as much as then. So it really should be something that people step up and say, you know what, unless you want to do something heinous, you should want to be involved and try to get awareness out there, because now there's medication. You can live. You can live a normal. We have a celebrity who, you know, Magic Johnson. I used to love Magic. But he married Cookie. But anyway, I was so upset. But
it ain't like you go out and say, hey, I'm just going to go out here and get AIDS.
No, it's not right.
You know, so why not talk about it?
Right.
And why not be honest enough to take care about your partner or a future partner that may not be aware. It's not fair that, you know, we have this thing. I don't know if it's just in the black community or whatever. It's like everything that black people do, they don't want to talk about it.
Unless it's a crime, right? Then they're ready to talk.
They don't want to talk about that. Like I said, when the only crime they want to talk about is when the police is beating a black person.
Right.
All the cameras come out.
Right.
But when a black person is being bullied, when a black person is being shot at, where's the cameras at? I know somebody was out there. I know somebody had to see the car drive by.
No, you're right.
But we protect the guilty. We protect the people that is doing harm to the community. Yeah. And we like, okay, well, we ain't gonna talk about it. We gotta get out of that not talking about it.
Right.
Because it's taking lives. Yeah. And everybody is born for a purpose. So when you take a life, you don't know what God's purpose for that person's life was. We're not protecting the future generation. We can protect that car. I bet you if you go out there and sit on somebody's car, I bet you'll quickly hear that. Go out there and touch a brother's car or his wheels, or throw some dirt on his or some mud on his tires. You'll hear him screaming. But next door neighbor kids getting bullied, next door neighbor's kids getting killed. You know, we gotta come together and stop banding, you know, about things that we need to take care of. You know, because we're not protecting you, really, we're not protecting you, because you are the future. You know, we are not protecting, and I applaud y'all for doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, because like you said, nobody want to talk about it.
Nobody.
So for you to talk about it and say, I'm going to do it, you know, that takes great courage.
Yes.
Because of all the things out there, you know, and people, you're blessed to able to have the courage to stand up and say, okay, I'm going to be, if I have to be the one, I'm going to be the one. That's what the Bible says, many come, but few are chosen.
Many are chosen.
So when you're chosen to do things, you know, people should applaud you and be able to come up to you because you're young. Young people can come up to you and talk to you.
Right.
Young ladies,
and
your
that's
age
what
are under.
that's why I applaud you, because when you said that the NSU students and came up to you and started talking to you about it, you know, they wouldn't necessarily come up to one of us because, like, you know, they don't know. They're talking about, we old fogies, but old fogies.
I don't want to talk to that old man.
Old woman. But, you know, I had to figure out what IG was, you know. But, you know, I had to call my child. But because you and your gorgeous young women, you don't necessarily have to be doing what you're doing on your spare time. Like you said, it takes a lot of energy, time, and effort to do what you're doing. You're not getting a whole lot of applause and awards. And I like the fact that you enter the competition to do something different, and then you won. And now you're on your way. And then you followed it up by having events. Or now you're going to have, you have one, you're going to have several others. And like I said, you know, a lot of times people don't do these things unless it personally affected them.
We're not getting anything out of it.
Right, exactly. So it's not like, you know, that's what we always talk about. You know, you're doing the work for people who may have the personal impact on their lives, but they're not out here, you know, spreading the word or giving a red alert to this situation. And it is necessary. I was sharing with you when we talked that now we always, you know, a news cycle, like he was saying, you know, the news cycle now is opioids. Yeah. But where was HIV/AIDS? And I had to think, my God, that's right. We haven't heard that come up in a while, in a minute, like they should say. Right, in a minute. And I even had to go back, and even my sister, I was sharing with them earlier, my sister passed away over 20-something years ago from HIV/AIDS, right? And I had to kind of sit there for a minute and say, wow. And I think about her all the time. You know, her birthday was in July. But I said, you know, oh, really, 27th. Hers is the 27th.
Okay, I'm the 16th.
Oh, okay.
I'm the 12th.
Oh, there you go. Look, I'm October 10th, so mine just passed. So, but I had to kind of go back and look at some things that I was trying to put together in her memory. And so when I told her, I was so glad I had talked to you, because sometimes God will bring something around again, because you kind of shove it around because you don't want to. It's hurtful, right? It is. It is a stigma, and it's hurtful, and you all don't even have that sort of thing that encompasses you, but yet you're out here doing it for others. You know, and here I was saying, Lord, for years I've been trying to just get the word out, and here you are. So God knows what he's doing a lot of times. And like I said, you're gorgeous young women. You don't have to be doing this. And you're both pharmacy students, correct? And you also go to Hampton?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I asked Nequa, what, and I say it right? Okay. Yeah. Why she was passionate about doing it. Tell me what prompted you to want to do this as well.
Because I just know it's not enough word out there, and I think that the world is kind of split on thinking that it's not that serious, and then some people think that it's so serious that they create this whole stigma about it, and they don't want to talk about it. And that's where I think the world is right now, just in between of, you know, it's not that serious, I don't need protection, it's not going to happen to me, and then there's, oh, I don't want to be associated with anybody, you know, it's stuff like that, when the reality is that yes, it is a serious thing. It can definitely happen to anyone.
Anybody.
And, you know, although we do have medications that can prolong your life, it's still a serious situation. It's like you're
It's a serious
susceptible
disease.
to so many infections. People don't think about the fact that you can get cancer from this. Like, it can really evolve.
Right, there you go. I keep saying y'all in the right field. I keep telling you. And I want to give a shout out there. People joining us. Thank you, Mike Link, Derek Green, Nathaniel Johnson, Terry L. Green Gordon, Calvin Durham. Thank you, Giovanni Alexander, Selena Johnson, Randy Ward, Tron Kent, Mo Rich. I like that, Mo Rich. Monica J. Simmons, Marlo R. Cook. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna say Miss Nicholson because I'm not gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to say your first name. It's a pretty name, but I'm not gonna try to say it. Buzz Girl. Okay, I like that. Brittany. Thank you. We have a lot of people chiming in. And if you have any questions or any comments, please, and like I said, put hashtag, if this has affected your family, you don't have to tell your testimony, or you want to just support these young women, put hashtag Red Alert. We would definitely like to start a movement, hashtag Red Alert. But getting back to what you were saying, a lot of the times, like you said, there is a stigma, and we need to get beyond that because a stigma can cost somebody's life. Being so concerned about what it looks like, what is somebody saying, can now affect your life and cause other people's lives to be impacted as well. So the fact that you all are doing these events or promoting this awareness for HIV/AIDS, it's bringing it back to the forefront where people have wanted to bury it. Now other news headlines and taglines and all these things have now taken the forefront. We need to get back to this because, like you said, Norfolk is one of the top in the 757, which we call the best of. There's 7 cities. Norfolk is one of the highest statistics in Richmond. So it impacts the area. So it's not like, you know, hey, well, it ain't nothing we got to worry about, right? It's over there.
That's the 804 though.
Yeah, the 804.
It is.
The 752.
Yeah, give both every color.
That's right. Yeah, because I forgot. But wasn't at one time, wasn't it all 757?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, then they, I know because I've been here about 30 years from New York. And then all of it was all 757. Then they started to break off to 804.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because even in New York, there's different. It used to be 212. Now it's 718. Got a whole bunch of them. So, yes.
Ludicrous. Area codes.
Yes. But no, getting back to your organization, hashtag Red Alert. I'm going to keep saying it. Tell me more about what now the app. I like the fact that you're going to do an app. Yeah. And now, how long is that going to take to get that up and running? Yeah. Now, do you have people working on that for you, or how is that all?
What we're trying to do now is partner up with different students at Hampton who can do it
tech
for
students,
us.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
listen up, tech students.
Yes, listen up.
You can help out. Hit us up.
Yeah. What we want to do is partner with some students to help us pretty much do it. I told you right now what we're doing is gathering data for it. So we actually need someone who knows how to do coding so we can get the app going. We're just trying to do like the small work. I'm glad we're taking our time with it just because
it's important.
It is important.
Right.
I don't want to rush it, you know, and just
and
to
mix
have
something. And,
no, I want us to take our time and, you know, do it right.
Right.
Do it right. But I wanted to say this. I just know we're doing a good thing because y'all are giving me so much good feedback. But no, I know we're doing a good thing just because I remember on our Instagram page, what we do is
IG.
Yes, our IG. What we do is sometimes we will get like random people to post. We'll take a picture of a random person and we'll have them holding like a poster and it'll say, "What do you know about HIV?" or a question or something. Yeah. Okay. So we will do that and then we posted stuff for our event. And one of our followers commented and said, "I just thank you so much for doing this for us."
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my gosh.
Wow,
like,
because you know what? And when you're doing something beyond you, because we know there's a greater authority, Christ Jesus, you don't get a lot of the accolades and you kind of get weary and well-doing. And it says in the Bible, don't get weary and well-doing. And you get weary, you get tired, you don't know if you're making an impact or people care of it. Or, you know, you do like to feel like somebody is saying, great job. you know, and you know, you're awesome because you need that in spiritually, you need that to keep the fuel going, the fire going, the energy going, because you're doing this on your spare time, and people don't understand when you're giving of your time and of your heart and your services. That takes a lot out of you.
It does,
and you need a lot of replenishment.
Yeah, it really does. We are not getting paid for this. This is something that we decided to do,
and it's well worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying here, because y'all could have been a rap group.
A rap group.
You know, y'all been making
Red
$1
alert,
million.
red alert.
You know, you could have
Red alert. Yeah,
been on
the
stage.
girl group. The girl
group. You know,
Getting
ain't that many
paid.
girl groups around here now.
You know
what?
what? That's true. You know what? That is so true. You see a lot of
been busting out, been doing your thing on stage, making millions of dollars, and I could have got a loan. But y'all decided to do something that's more valuable.
social,
more valuable than
yeah,
money.
Definitely,
social justice,
the social aspect, because
yeah.
At our event that we had, it was over 20 people that got tested. So
Right.
it's like, if you think about it, like if we weren't there to intervene,
Right.
when would those people have got tested?
And it might have been God's way of saying these 20 people, you know, just a few.
But you always remember, I tell people it's about the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
20 times 10, 200.
Yes.
10 times 200 is 2,000.
Yes.
The numbers speak for themselves, because once you reach and touch somebody, then that person's like, I got tested, I'm going to get my girlfriend.
Right.
You know?
And it was easy. It didn't take anything out of me.
Right.
It's funny that you said that. My friend's friend, so we're not even that close, but my friend's friend knew about Red Alert, and he actually reached out to me, and he said, I'm about to get in a relationship. I need to get tested.
Wow.
He said, where do you recommend for me to go? Now I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is random.
Right.
I didn't even know who it was.
Right.
He was like, I'm about to get in a relationship. This is what I need to do. I want to do this right. I know what I have to do. He was like, where do you recommend for me to get tested? And I was just like, dang, like, cool.
There you go. There you go. And see, you don't ever know. You don't ever know who's listening, who's paying attention, how many people you're impacting. But the feedback does help, because it keeps you motivated, it keeps you wanting to do it. It keeps you saying, you know what, if that one person or those 20 people, like he said, you got to times that by 10 always. You know, he said they tell 10, tell 10, tell 10. So you have to have that sometimes. And that's why I said social media is a great place to keep your message out there. Now that we have that platform, use it to the fullest advantage, because it will keep you motivated, because you will get those random people, like you said, that were random. Will come and say, you know what, and then that'll be the day that you will decide that I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I got too much on my plate. And then that random person, you're like, okay, Lord, you're sending me a sign. You won't let me drop this, because babies. Like you was sharing about the situation with the husband and the woman having the twins. You know, those babies now are going to, because they were AIDS children born into that. You know, I had a situation with a cousin who, you know, he was actually with drug addiction, and so was his partner. They had children.
Well, I almost didn't look at my watch. The time went away so fast.
Oh my gosh, that was so fast.
Wow.
So you know that was the day, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah, but before we leave, you know, could you got a website, Facebook page,
yes,
or
yes.
your IG?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, I do know LOL.
LOL.
Right, we know that, right?
We know that one. Yeah, we definitely want to get that information out, you know. And so many people, while they looking for their information to give out, people charmed in down here, I guess.
Okay, well, our IG is alert app __.
There's 2 underscores
I
after
like that.
alert app.
Hey, see, y'all did that together. I know you could be a rap
harmony,
group.
in
I knew
harmony,
it.
yes.
Y'all playing, ain't you?
Oh my
Y'all
God.
playing. Y'all getting ready to come up. Y'all getting ready to drop something, ain't you? I know you is.
Stay updated with us.
There you go.
No doubt.
Right,
No
right.
doubt.
Drop some fire on H.I.P.E.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. That's a good talent. Drop the fire. I like that. Yeah, okay, and also your website. Oh, and if people want to donate, I got to get that out there. How would they go about donating to your organization? That's a big thing.
Well, they can just visit our website. It has like a donation
Button.
link up there.
Okay.
Yeah, the website is redalertapp.wix.com. Facebook.com/7 cities.
Okay, you're going to have to send that to me. We'll put it out there.
Okay.
No doubt.
But
I hate to say
it's in the link of our Instagram bio.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's in the bio on the Instagram.
I hate to say it, but it's been fun, but we got to run. We already overtime, but that's okay. Getting some important information out to our students, out to the community, because that's what the best of the 757 is all about. Once again, I want to thank y'all for coming over. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And hope we can get you back again.
Okay. Yes,
to talk about this, and keep us informed of what you're doing, some events you got going on, so we can announce it to our audience. We're about the community, and I want to applaud you and support you in any way we can, because without you, there is no future.
That's right.
So if you don't, if you get the information out there to protect our future, that's another gem in the crown. Yeah. Remember that. Like I said, Melovee, you got anything else to say before we run?
As usual, until next time, Melovee, blessings.
Yeah, remember, this is the best of the 757 on Facebook Live, the best of the 757 Community Talk Show, and on WODU. You know, this is the heartbeat of Old Dominion, but I got to say it like this before I go. Remember, love yourself, put God first, and everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's all in what you think about you. Until the next time, this is the voice of inspiration.
You're listening to WODU, ODU's source for radio and television. Check us out on Spreaker, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, 89.3 FM, and Channel 70-1 on campus for some of the best programming from students right here at ODU. Thank you for listening to the Monarch Source for College Radio, WODU.